everyone else introduce themselves. We'll start off with Charlie, who's down there. Oh no. Everyone else introduce
so I'm at
themselves.
Frost from Fire on Twitter.
We'll start off with
Charlie Chihat, and I'm going to be playing Kaylee. And I think we're going to find out all about her very soon when we get into playing Monster Hearts. It's my first time, so I'm very excited.
And over to Michael.
Yeah, I'm Mikael. You can see my handle up there if you want to find me. Don't do much on the internet except yell at it and talk about role-playing games. And my pronouns are they then. And I'm playing Robin. Yes, a very cute boy.
And I'm Sophie, she, her. I'm playing Tressa, the witch. And I'll hand over to our lovely GM, Matthias, or MC, whatever.
Yeah, I'm MC in this game. It's called The Master of Ceremonies. Yeah, hi, I'm Matthias, he, him. And I'm super excited for tonight getting started with this game, finally. Been long in the making. Yay. Yeah, we're playing Monster Hearts. It's a nice.
I'm gonna book it everything. Hot damn.
Yeah. Playing Monster Hearts, which is a game of teenage monsters. I'm just gonna go ahead and read you the very, very basic blurb, so we know what we're dealing with. By the time they hit adolescence, most people have gotten over their fear of the dark. They spend their midnight hour on gushy phone calls, diary ramblings, and wet dreams. They fall asleep peacefully, assured that the shadows hold no monsters. But the shadows do hold monsters. You know because you're one of them. Wickedness dwells in your heart. Hunger courses through your veins. High school weighs on you, and teen drama puts you on edge. But you have power. What will you do next?
Hot damn.
Yeah. In this game, we aim to explore the terror and confusion of having a body that is changing without our permission, of finding out what growing up means and who we are. But we all share the following agenda. So we are all going to try, this is our collective aim, to make each main character's life not boring, to keep the story feral, to say what the rules demand and say what honesty demands.
Okay.
The tone of this game is very much while all of this, the monsters are on one hand, metaphorical, they're also very much literal. Like, these are vampires, werewolves, witches, and more that we might encounter. But as I said, it's also allegorical. It's standing in for experiences of alienation, shame, queerness, self-destruction, and these kind of themes. But we do also care a great deal about who these people are, even and what they go through in the face of an oppressive society that doesn't seem to care about them that much. And subject matter wise, this means Monster Hearts does not really approach its subject matter gently. It is a game about being both human and inhuman, about dysfunction, abuse, shame, isolation, queerness, violence, and occasionally transcending all of those things. We definitely have sexuality and social order are like central recurring themes in this game. That's also why we do have, well, not only that, but especially for this game, going to be using safety tools. Like, we've set up a document with lines and veils in the background. Lines are things that won't ever come up in the game, and veils are those things where we fade to black on. In addition to that, we're also using the X and an O card. So the X card is if anything comes up that makes the game not fun for you, that is not what you where you want to go. Like this is where it's really not, you're not comfortable with playing that. You can X card this, no questions asked. Like you don't have to explain anything about it. We go back a bit and go a different direction. To do so, well, we've got those buttons, but you can go like that, or you can type an X in chat, or you can simply just say, I want to X card this. And we also have the N card, which is where if you fear, we might be approaching something that's that is not good, to use that to like basically communicate, hey, maybe let's take it a little slower here. And am I a little quiet? Let's see. I've always been too loud on all the audience.
They sound fine here on Zoom to me, but yeah.
I can turn myself up a little bit.
Oh, thanks for the first gift sub.
Hi.
Malhidiel. I'm gonna say Malhidiel. I'm gonna say it wrong. I'm always gonna say people's names wrong, so just pull me up on it.
Nice. Where was I? Oh yeah, N card. N card is clear, right?
Yeah. So.
And the O card, which we should be using liberally. We should using all of them liberally, but especially the O card. That is when you're like, oh yes, this is intense territory, but I'm enjoying this. Let's continue. Let's stay on it. We can push this further even if you want to. And you can use it both like as an affirmative to tell someone this is all right, and also queryingly, right? You can just go like, yes, like I'm describing where you're going with something and checking in with an O card, and seeing if people respond in kind.
Okay. Yeah, I love the XNO card system. So, oh my goodness.
And like I mentioned, right, and this might be interesting, like this also goes for the audience, kind of content note wise. I already mentioned this game can go into very mature themes and also uncomfortable themes. Can be about shame and abuse. So like, don't sweat it if it's not for you. Just nobody's gonna be angry if you like just leave the stream. Like you have our complete permission to not continue watching, basically. Just want to be explicit about that. Yeah. Now to actually get into the thing that we're doing today. I would like us to basically go around and read out, like if you look on the reference sheet, there's this little introduction to each skin, right? And the stuff in italic, like directly underneath the title. And I just want us to go around and read just that description. So like as a little bit of a warm up, and adding to that, maybe did we already choose did you already go through your character sheets and like kind of chose look and name and stuff? I've
done my name and my skin, and that is all I have done. I haven't done any of the options or anything.
Okay.
I went through and did like my look and stuff. Like I had to have the character sort of in my head before I kind of became attached to her a little bit. And now I'm like, if anyone hurts her, I'm gonna cry.
Yeah, then I suggest let's just do so only the identity part, right? Where it says name, you've got a name, look, eyes, and origin. And I'm gonna have a quick look at the Iffy windows. Yeah, they are iffy. Why are they that way?
So how about I go first and I read my little description and we can go from there while you're adjusting.
Yep.
Okay, so I am playing a ghost, and it says, you used to have a future. Growing up was a painful tumult at times, but at least you were growing. Now you only have a past, unfinished business to take care of before you leave this world behind. Life is precious. You understand that now that you've lost yours. You just want to help. You just want to be seen. But sometimes even the simplest desires feel so difficult to grasp. Ghosty ghost, you're dead.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, I know, it's cold. It's very cold. So my name is going to be Kaylee Green. And looking at the options for look, I'm going to say her look is forlorn. My options are forlorn, scared, stuffy, out of place, and brooding. And I think she's going to be forlorn. Her eyes are going to be... I have a choice of hollow eyes, pained eyes, dull eyes, unnerving eyes, and piercing eyes. I think she is going to have piercing eyes. So she's going to look sad and piercing. It's a good combination. And for her origin, I have the choices of left to die, murdered in cold blood, murdered in hot passion, a tragic accident, and a confused death. And I did talk to Matthias about this before, and I'm going to go with it's kind of a cross between a tragic accident and a confused death.
Okay.
It's kind of a combination of those two. So that's her look and origin.
I'm curious. Oh, do we explore this in story then, or?
Yeah, we'll see what that means. And
what do I want to know now?
Well, I mean, in good news, when we get to do the strings, there is someone who does know how I died. So
okay,
that's part of the strings part.
So we'll find out, maybe a little bit, or at least on player level.
Yes.
Yeah, who wants to go next? Sophie, you want to go next?
I can go next. So yeah, I'm playing the witch. And for my little description, it says, in every lock of hair, every furtive glance, every secret note that transfers hands during history class, there is an invitation. An invitation to be fucked with. Not that witchcraft is about fucking with others exactly, but it's hard not to notice how utterly malleable the world is once you know a thing or two about magic. Of course, a good witch like you knows restraint. A good witch turns a blind eye to all those invitations and doesn't think about how sweet vengeance and control might be. A good witch is above that sort of thing, at least most of the time. So yeah, that's my character, and she is called Tressa Tremaine. That's going to be a thing to say. I'm realizing now out loud. Yeah, Tress for short. And I've already kind of done her look because I went through this, and I kind of like made 3 characters, and I was like, which one do I like the most? And it ended up being her. So yeah, she is edgy and she has deep eyes. And I was thinking very much a young Eva Green. Like, this is what inspired her, basically. She's just very witch-like. I just remember her in Dark Shadows, but I wanted her with red hair in Dark Shadows, basically, and nicer. Yeah, and she has 2 sisters, and she is the youngest. That was the thing I wanted to put in there. So yeah, Kenza is the oldest and Nessa is the middle child. Yeah, and then Tress is the youngest. And yeah, I haven't picked any moves or stuff yet. Oh, and the origin is... I put taught by grandma, but then I was like, could we maybe change that to her mother? Like, I feel like it's a bit of a family tradition. I don't know what would work best.
I mean, it's interesting. It could be that there's often these things, it always skips a generation.
Okay, yeah. So maybe
if you find it interesting, it's kind of up to you, though.
I feel like it would definitely be a family thing either way, though.
Yeah.
Because, like, I feel like her sisters would either be practicing or something. Again, I'll leave it up to you. It's a lovely MC.
Oh, and I'll just ask you again, and then that's how we get to a decision.
Okay.
But we'll see about that, and it's interesting that you have 2 sisters, definitely.
I was like, I had to, because Tressa meant third, and I was like, oh, there's names in Cornish that mean first and second.
Plus 3 witches make a coven.
Indeed. Oh.
All right.
Yeah, have fun with that.
Yeah. Mikael, let's hear about Robin.
Yeah,
Or
I'm
first,
playing.
the mortal. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm playing Robin. He is a mortal. I'm gonna read the text, and none of them would understand what you have here in the dark and secret place. It's beautiful. They warn you that it's this sort of beauty is dangerous, like a raging fire, while some things are worth getting burned for. Love has eclipsed all hope, and the dark has left you feeling beautiful. And Robin. I was going to call him Robin Wood, but then because Wood was fun. But then I realized that, oh man, that is Robin Hood, and I can't do that. That's too silly. So he's Robin Owen now. His look is. I have casted him actually, but the person I've cast him as is not very famous. But if anyone is watching, he's called Matthew Clavane. He's a very thin, kind of feminine looking boy, I guess. He has long curly hairs, very pronounced brow, and has very he's a very beautiful teen. I think he probably looked very young until he grew 10 centimeters in a year, and suddenly he's beautiful instead. So he doesn't really understand what's going on a little bit, but this is something we'll explore and play, I guess. His origin is that he is your barista. So I think he works at the cafe next to school or something like that.
Interesting. Nice, interesting. And we've actually got a fourth player who won't be appearing on stream, which is Taylor. So I've got a little something. Just going to read it in his place. Taylor is playing the Serpentine. Don't say that to his face. He's playing the dragon. In ancient days, your family held dominion over this world. They were powerful, deadly, and wise. At least, that's what they tell you. But all you've ever seen is empty faith and crumbling dreams. You just want to live your life like any other kid, but they have bigger plans for you. They say that there will come a day when the serpent rules once more, that once again they will swap secrets with powerful allies and venom with powerful enemies. But they need your help first. After all, what else is family for? And that's Caradoc Trevena, his name, or for short Carrie, called by his friends. Yeah, and he has noble blood or something. And he's been recently pulled from school, so that's why he's absent. But he's definitely played a role in everybody's lives in the previous school year. All right.
Yeah, I really like that concept that we kind of have a player kind of off screen.
Yeah, right. It's those pesky time zones.
Yeah, maybe one day.
Maybe one day. Who knows? Yeah. We'll see how this kind of experimental. I'm trying this out to see if that works. Trying to interact with that player, and I mean, right? It could be we probably all have his number, or most of you, who knows, and you could call him during the game.
God.
Yes, yeah.
Oh, I love you, Katie.
I was just thinking the same thing.
All right. Now, I want to establish a little bit about the setting itself, right? So we know, or from my pitch, my original pitch, this game is set in Cornwall, in the southwest of England, in the UK. and like we haven't really decided on very many deep things about this setting yet. It's kind of countryside or could be coastal.
I mean, there are bits that are both. Yeah.
Probably a bit of both, because that's what Cornwall is, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Just coast and then a little bit of land in the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah, obviously, my home county.
So I would like to go around once or twice. We'll see how much we need right now to get like a little bit of input about what's important to us in the setting itself. Right, so like an example would be if we had a player playing the werewolf skin, they might want to have like a heavily forested area being like right next to town or something like that. But it could also be, and if you look on Roll20, like it could be places, landmarks, like hangout spots, social groups, right? So if you want to establish that there is this coven thing going on,
Yeah, I was thinking about that, yeah.
then like this is the place to mention it. Something if you want something particular, but we want to be like, oh yeah, this is like a coastal town. There's a certain thing I want to have there. And I'm just gonna start with like an example, which is it's kind of cheating because right I'm like way more prepared in that sense. I don't like we're playing to find out here, right? So I don't know where the story is going to go, but I did name it the Autumn of the Merry Maidens, and the Merry Maidens is an actual inspiration. It's a ring of old stones. I think they're 19 or something. That is an actual place, and they're set a little bit inland, on a hill, like on a kind of low hill, in the fields there. So that's definitely a thing I want to have in the game.
Classic Stonehenge standing circle.
Yeah, like not as tall, but like I think it's like hip height or chest height at most.
Are you talking about the hurlers?
I don't know. They're actually called the Merry Maidens.
I just knew them as the hurlers, but they're on the moors actually near where I live.
I can pull up the link and
Yeah, just have a look.
a second.
See if that's what. Because well, there's three stone circles apparently. But yeah,
I mean you've got kind of lots there. I've heard.
Yeah, there are a few henges here and there.
yeah, just a couple.
Oh, you said the Dawnsmen? Oh, what did you call them?
The hurlers.
Oh, no, okay. No, it's this. I'm just gonna put it in. Can I put?
Yeah, just put it in Google and.
I'm talking about those, so you get a picture.
Put it in the thing.
I put it in. So
okay.
The views can also look like.
Ooh, interesting.
Yeah.
There's so many of them. Okay, I didn't realize they were that far down. Cool. Awesome. Ooh.
So, is there an order you want to go around and we make suggestions, or just do it as like an open?
I mean, Sophie already had an idea, so we can start with Pearl, right? Oh, no, you're not Pearl.
No,
You're
I need to change
You're
that.
still Pearl on Zoom
I'm
chat.
still Pearl from the other night. I need to change my name.
Yeah.
1 second.
So, Tress,
Okay.
so if there is this, your family is an active is active in the general witches coven here. Said.
Yeah, so like you say, this kind of thing skips a generation. So I imagine that maybe their parents don't really know.
Okay.
I imagine it'd be like a maternal line kind of thing. But yeah, so I think currently it's just the three of them.
Oh, it's just you and your grandma, or has your grandma passed away already?
No, I reckon she just lives like far away. Like we go to visit her over summer or whatever, that kind of thing.
That's how she trained you?
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So is there any like a thing in where would be like the coven located then? Like where do you meet up? It can't be at home because your parents don't know, right?
Yeah, so I imagine that, yeah, like these Merry Maidens is maybe some ruins or something. Like, so in Cornwall there's a lot of like old tin mines.
Nice. Tin
and
mine? That sounds...
yeah, they're amazing. I love them. Yeah, and they're all kind of like run down mining buildings essentially. I'm trying to think what the actual name is. Oh yeah, tin mine engine houses, that's the one. So yeah, and there's an awful lot of them run down all over like the countryside of Cornwall basically. Yeah, and I imagine that would make a pretty good meeting spot to do magic. They're tall, they're quite secluded, so you wouldn't know anyone was actually in one sort of thing without going.
They're very wizard's towery, aren't they?
Yeah,
That kind of hint at technology, and then that hint at just being abandoned. And
yeah, I especially like the tall chimney towers. I think they're just, I don't know, there's something about them. I just think they're really pretty. I don't know why.
Okay. And this is like right on the outskirts of town or something like that?
Yeah. Yeah, if we're on the moors, then yeah, there's bound to be one up there somewhere.
Yeah, no, that's cool. I'm just gonna call this or you the Coven of the Three Sisters, unless you have a different name to suggest.
No, yeah, Three Sisters. I mean, that sounds pretty magical and creepy enough.
It's not like this is a known thing, anyways, right? So,
yeah, maybe we're like the first witches back here in a while or something. Like, I don't know.
How much age gap is there between you and your sisters?
Yeah, what ages are we playing at? Is it between 16 and 18?
Yeah, that's kind of where we are at with our player characters, and we'll keep it kind of vague.
Okay. So yeah, that kind of age range. Imagine like Nessa, the second sister, is about 2 years older, and then Kenza would be 3 years older than Nessa. So there's kind of like a similar age gap between each of them.
Okay, so what was the oldest one called?
Kenza?
Kenza, yeah. And Kenza is then 5 years older than you.
Yeah.
All right, yeah. Okay,
Yeah,
so...
all right, yeah.
So Kenza's already like starting to worry about way different stuff. That
Yeah, she's an adult. One of them, they're adults.
I like that.
Oh my god. Yeah, she'd be about my age.
Cool. So, Mikael, like we already heard, there's a cafe next to school, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
That's where you work.
Yeah, I imagine like since there's beaches there, maybe like there's a fair influx of tourists during summer, or something like that. And like it's maybe not a lot, but it's enough that there's a cafe there.
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, I imagine that this is not really like this big place we're living in, so The only way that, I'm sure it's like, I think my parents, they kind of, I imagine them being a little like hippie, and I think it's their place. So it's like this, it's a little weird that it's this tourist place because it's like, flowery surfboard and dream catchers and weird things everywhere, like cluttered up, and that's where Robin works.
So it's a family business.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's called the Love Shack.
It's called the Love Shack.
Mm.
So is this a so this is a regular place where like folks hang out, right?
Yeah, I mean, probably it's not a lot of places around town. Maybe it's like there's probably like a local pub or something. But if you don't want to drink, I guess, and get delicious baked goods, the Love Shack is the place to go. It's even vegan.
And ice cream is very important in Cornwall. Cornish ice cream is a big deal.
Is it vegan ice cream then?
I mean, there's a vegan option, but vegan ice cream just isn't selling very well. So
Vegan, lactose-free, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's not selling. There has to be a pasty shop. That's my one.
Cornish pasty shop. Oh, you gotta get them in the cafe. Sounds like they got the good goods in the cafe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
As long as there's some pasties around.
Yeah, it's like this weird mix. I imagine it's pretty like eclectic, the things they sell there.
We like ice cream in the summer and then like pasty in the winter.
Yeah, and then like the weird hippie stuff that they have all year around doesn't really fit in.
All
Love
right. And I imagine this is also that's next to the school, but it's pretty much very center of town probably, right? Because it's a tourist place. It needs to be like kind of where you're maybe getting like overlooking the bay. Kind of. I imagine like these are so like the most of the buildings here are really like old stone buildings still, like probably renovated on the inside and gotten like some well, maybe not all of them, but a couple of them like some proper insulation and stuff. But like just for your mind's eye, that's what I'm imagining.
I imagine this village that's kind of near me called Corfe, which has a ruined castle on a hill. It's a Norman castle.
Oh, nice.
And it's a tiny little village. It's basically on like one road, very old stone buildings, kept very traditional. It's always packed with tourists in the summer and then really quiet in the winter.
I'm kind of thinking it's not in Cornwall, but of a place called Cheddar Gorge.
Cheddar Gorge, yeah.
That's a nice place. That's really
That's
magical.
Somerset, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've driven through it, and it's just really like when you drive down those steep cliffs, and you're just kind of like literally in the gorge. And I like that. That kind of feel, like, because it is all on one road.
Okay.
That's an English village, just.
Yeah.
I want to pick up on that. I just heard something about cliffs.
Oh, cliffs, yes.
So I was gonna suggest that we have these very steep cliffs that just drop down onto the beach, and down on the beach there are like a few little beach huts, which in the summer are always like rented out and really expensive to tourists, but in the winter like we break into them and they become like our little winter places. Like we always know which one has the dodgy lock, and like that's the one. Like as soon as autumn comes and the tourists clear out, we'll go down there and we take our vodka and our little portable barbecues and guitars, or whatever anyone's interested in, and we just go and break into these beach huts. Because when the weather gets miserable, because it's England, we need a bit of shelter, but we still want to be out. We've just got like these little, because they're just like sheds. There's nothing in them. There's generally like a shelf in there. Yeah. And if you're lucky, some running water. If you're really lucky.
They have really fancy ones over in Brighton. I'm jealous of those.
Yeah, we've got some nice ones in Bournemouth, but usually like they're basically just little box sheds on the beach.
I'd really love one of those one day. One day. It's just kind of reminding me of Xena. Has anyone heard like the Legends of Xena?
No.
So apparently there's mermaids near Xenor, and the white horses, which are like the waves and the sea, essentially. But it's like a countryside village, but then there is like steep cliffs and a beach. And just didn't know if anyone wanted to take a look at that. But
I feel like we're one of these towns or one of these villages that has so much mythology around it, and the locals just keep adding mythology. Like every season, there's a new bit of mythology that comes in. Like we've got the Merry Maidens, we've got famous cliffs that maybe they're known for. Like previously, people would use them as like suicide points. Like they're known for people throwing themselves into the sea.
Maybe it's like sirens or something.
Yeah, it's like a siren thing or a Selkie thing. And then we've got, the caves and the mines, which are haunted by ghosts and miners. And apparently there's like witches and vampires down there. Because it's right on a ley line.
We've got it all, right?
Yeah.
That's what draws the tourists.
The right village person, and we've got it all. Like Halloween, I think Halloween is like a really special date for the village. That's like the one time the tourist industry perks back up suddenly.
Oh god, yeah, that'd be so fun.
Yeah, before the drop of actual like awful season.
Dead winter, yeah.
Yeah.
There's this one influx for Halloween where it just goes a bit crazy.
Okay, so what's like a very particular only thing done here for Halloween? Like that's obviously not a thing that's been like introduced.
I think that the locals will go down onto the beach and like literally anything that can be an instrument is used, and they create what's called like the siren song. So if you don't have an actual instrument, like you'll take a pot and pan down and you use it as like percussion, or you go and buy like the whistles. Maybe Robin's family has like little like trays of different like maracas and wind whistles and things, and you go down onto the beach, and it's
someone has a didgeridoo. Like there's always one person.
Yeah, there's always one person. Like Weird Clive, who lives at the end of the village, has this didgeridoo, and that's what he's famous for.
Yeah.
And you just go down, and there's a massive bonfire on the beach, and it's freezing, and everyone every year says they're not going to go next year, but you always turn up.
Yeah.
You can't not go.
That sounds like typical village life. Like there is a tradition. Everyone's like, oh, I don't want to go next year, and
then everyone goes anyway.
Yeah.
Obviously, Weird Clive is also the person who supplies your parents, right, Robin?
Like all of the herbs and.
I was almost already thinking Weird Clive is my father, but yes.
I mean, it could also be.
Yes.
Would you want? Is a friend of the family?
Yeah, let's make him. Yeah, I think so. It's maybe He's like it's my father and mother, and then Weird Clive, who's the rest of like the hippie contingent that moved there in the 70s or whatever, or grew up, depending.
He's the guy who goes like scrumping in the orchards and gets all the apples together and makes his own home brew cider. That everyone is always like, never again. Never again. And then they're having such a good party down the beach. They're like, all right, just have one. And then it just every year.
Awesome. Yeah, he has like all these homemade alcohols, like what is it? Slow gin, like mixed
slow gin. Yeah.
And it's always really strong. Oh man.
Speaking of alcohol, like what's the pub?
Ooh.
And how's it run? Or are there two competing ones?
Oh, I think there should be two competing ones, one at either end of the village.
Yeah. I've got to think now. So we've got like two pubs, so maybe one could be like really old and like the owners have tried to keep it like really old looking.
Traditional.
So one is traditional?
Themes. Yeah.
And the other one is from someone who's not Cornish, who moved here?
Yeah, that usually happens, yeah.
Like it's these people who've come down from London, like it's like a Gordon Ramsay chain type thing, where it's a well-known chef that's like brought up this pub, and it's like trying to turn it into something a bit swanky.
Is it going to be a Wetherspoons?
No, not a spoons. A bit nicer than a spoon.
Okay.
But it's that sort of feel of like a slug and lettuce. You know,
Oh yeah.
they've come down. They want to turn it into more of like a restaurant feel, and it's a bit more upmarket. And then there's like the locals pub, which is the really old one.
Yeah. So maybe the locals and the tourists are all like kind of split.
Okay.
Like,
What's like the do we so with one is like the franchised one that's trying the luck in this town, and one is the traditional. What are the two? Like, we need a name for either, for both. I mean,
I think one's got to be called the Merry Maidens, right? Like,
yeah.
can't.
and is that the franchise or the traditional one? Like, how?
I think that's got to be the franchise. Like, they've heard there's this famous thing, and they're like, we're going to name the pub after it. There we go. We don't even have to think about it. We just stick some dancing women in a circle on the sign. Merry Maidens.
That's actually happened in like the town closest to my dad's. Like a Weatherspoons has moved in, and they've called it the King Doniat, which is the name of like a stone up on the hill just outside of town. So they've just
We
taken the name.
got a spoons in town called the Mary Shelley, because Mary Shelley is buried in a graveyard just up behind it. And it's got a Frankenstein bust as its like emblem.
Yep.
Or a Frankenstein's monster, I should say. Yeah. What about our traditional pub? I think that's got to have like a more like local in-jokey name.
Or it could be just named after whoever runs it. I don't how that's like I think that's where like my limit of I'm gotta lean on you two, like,
Okay.
because what are those pubs called? Like, I would know how they would be called like around here. Those
It could be
small-
called something like the Seagull and Song, or
I'm trying to think what actual pubs I have near me that are. I mean,
we've got
have-
like the King's Arms, the Bat and Ball.
Yeah, those are typical ones. Yeah, we have the Elliot Arms. What do I have near my dad's? I don't know. We don't go to the pub very often. There's always like the Royal something as well, or something like that. Oh, I don't know. Yeah, there's like like you say, like the Seagull and Song, or
I like that. We can just go with that.
yeah, I like that too because it's
Seagulls are very English.
Yeah,
Nothing worse about the seaside than the seagulls.
they get quite vicious actually.
Yeah.
Just keep stealing my chips.
Oh, I hate those birds. Oof.
Mm.
Waking me up in the morning.
Oh god.
Nice.
Oh, people are suggesting stuff.
Oh, what chat's suggesting?
Oh yeah, maybe
The White Hat, that's a
Oh
very,
yeah, that's a
very classic.
that's
yeah.
it.
White Heart.
Great big white stag, usually, for the emblem.
Yeah, but it's not white like it was white once.
Yeah, it's now like
it's
grey and flaking.
yeah.
They always promise to repaint it, but they've never gotten around to it.
Yeah.
And inside they've got all these shelves, and they have like little pottery pieces,
Oh yeah. Yeah.
you know, little painted mugs and bowls and
Maybe they have like little deer statues around or something.
yeah.
They'll nice, and they'll get to fixing all that up right directly.
At
Which
some
is
point,
never.
and outside it's like got the black and white, so you got the black beams and the white plaster, that Tudor style,
Yeah.
and then you've got the more medieval stone underneath, where the Tudors tried to update it, but that's the most recent renovation that's happened on it.
About 300 years ago. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, a bit longer than that.
Nice.
I'm not very good at history, guys.
I like that. So the one who's running the Merry Maidens, the franchised one, you said that you're thinking it's probably a Londoner who was that, or we could
Yeah, I
actually.
think like a chef, a big city chef type.
Come down, completely doesn't understand.
Yeah, someone. Yeah, exactly. Who's worked under like someone famous.
Yeah, now they want
Yeah.
to make their own like little franchise.
Oh, like Jamie
yeah.
Oliver.
Yeah.
This restaurant is cool.
Someone got a name for me? We could go with Jamie. We shouldn't do the same last name though.
Quinn.
Jamie Quinn.
Jamie Quinn.
Yeah.
It's a very London name.
Yeah.
Because you know it's not their real name.
Nice.
Oh god, yeah.
Right, now I'm thinking of Quinns from Shut Up and Sit Down.
Oh no.
And so the White Hart, is that run by a couple? Or is that
I think it used to be run by a couple, but now like there's only one of them still living. Like one of them died, maybe.
Oh, they're like old.
Like old.
Okay.
And they'd maybe wanted their children to take over, but their children hadn't really been interested.
Oh
so
my
they're just keeping it going.
Yeah. Do they hire like children, like the 18-year-olds from the school to serve the bar?
Yeah,
Is
that's
that
probably
always-
like where we all go work. Is like,
Yeah. It's like your first job kind of thing.
and there's kind of a controversy of, well, if you go and work at the Merry Maidens, like you kind of get frowned on because they pay better, but you know this is where you're going to get the cheaper drinks between hours and stuff.
Yeah, because everyone out of my school like just went and worked in the pub because it was the only job around because there's no like commercial shops.
I think we probably have like that one village shop.
Yeah, that one
Whatever
village
you
shop,
don't get from the Love Shack cafe.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
like opposite.
like
It's
milk and
shop.
bread and
Yeah.
tea.
Yeah, and like sweets and alcohol.
and
Yeah.
like also all the garbage souvenir stuff that nobody actually
Oh god, yeah.
uses for. Yeah.
Oh, there's got to be like at least one pretentious art gallery. Like there always is in Cornish towns. It's always
Yeah, like the expensive souvenir shop where you get like the fine china sculptures and you get the really expensive watercolor painting.
Yeah.
Yes, but
They're
that's
so expensive.
in the off season that's closed.
Okay.
And someone rich owns that or has that or probably doesn't run that themselves.
Yeah.
But it's like if you're local, this is a place that's actually like probably completely ignored. It's completely sidelined because you don't have anything to do with it. Like the
What if it's called like Steep Cliff Gallery? Just like actually.
yes,
Yeah.
it's the expensive Steep Cliff Gallery.
Yep.
It's the sort of place where maybe like we'll loiter outside and we'll like put our fingers on the windows and like look in occasionally to see what's going on in there. And like the pictures and stuff will change, but we never see it open except for in the summer, and then we have no interest in going in.
That's mysterious.
Yeah, I like that.
What else? What else do you get in like little Cornish towns?
I think we're coming up like that. That's like we can still add stuff later if we need a thing. If there's like, oh yeah, there's whatever a bike shop or something like that, right?
Oh yeah, bike shop is very classic. I think like we have like the main transport in if you're not using a car is like there is a train station like 20 minutes outside of town. If you're on a bike or if you're walking, it's like 40 minutes. It's our little train station, and in the summer you get the steam train that comes there. But the rest of the time there's just like that one commuter train that goes like every 2 hours, and if you miss it, you're screwed for the rest of the weekend. If you want to get out of town, you've got to be there on time.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Nice. I like that.
Oh, childhood memories. But yeah, so maybe what about the school now? I guess that's our big.
We'll get to the school next. That's
Okay.
going to be like a.
That's a whole thing.
That's a whole thing.
Oh yeah.
Maybe we should talk a little bit about base mechanics. So in this game, the way play basically works, and that's a little bit different from other games or from some games, like is that everything is so kind of supposed to flow from the fiction. So it's basically the typical line here is that the role playing is a conversation. We're talking about what happens in the fiction, going back and forth, maybe sometimes talking in voice, sometimes doing like third person, maybe more, or discussing something more on a meta level. All of that is all right. And at certain points, the mechanics may raise their head and also have like, here I'm a mechanic, I have something to say about this situation. But in general, that's my job as the MC to call that out when I see that happening somewhere. And that's basically what's described through your moves, that you get to pick the basic moves that are available or applicable to everyone, and you get a couple through your skins that are special to whatever you do and what you get to make. Often those moves call for a roll, and what that means is you roll 2d6, and you usually get to add one of your stats. The stats is something you'll choose in a moment here, or a specific stat line from an option. If you get a result that's a 10+, that's most likely going to be you get everything that you wanted out of the situation, what you get what you set out to do. 7 to 9 is often like a middling result, and 6 or less is basically when I get to make a move, which means I'm never going to be like rolling dice in this game, and I'll make moves, like I have a list of stuff that I'm supposed to do, and I've a couple of principles that tell me how I'm supposed to use those moves, and I get to do those whenever you roll a 6-, or when you're looking at me expectantly, or if something in the fiction just happens that's like just screaming that something needs to happen here, right? If you're going to put your hand in the wolf's mouth, like then that might be what's called a golden opportunity. So just to let you know, the rules like that I'm playing by is a list that's I'm just going to read it to you. It's embrace melodrama, address yourself to the characters, not the players, make monsters seem human and vice versa, make labels matter, give everyone a messy life, fight the catch, ask provocative questions and build on the answers, be a fan of the main characters, treat side characters like stolen cars, give side characters simple, divisive motivations, and sometimes disclaim decision making. So those are like my guiding principles of what I try that I try to hold myself to while I'm like. So if I get you in a really sticky situation, I'm being a fan of your characters, because I want to see them like transcend this stuff, right, and go through their emotional journey. So putting that out there. Exactly. Yeah, so we're about to be take our first break here after almost an hour. What we'll do right afterwards, or you can already think about that, the next step is choosing your stat line and your moves.
I'm so excited for this bit.
But so yeah, let's find out what your characters actually are made up of after the break.
Like, oh, bad. Hi guys, we're back. So I'm going to hand back over to Matthias, and we're going to continue with seating. Hi guys, we're back. Is it seating plan?
Well, first we're going to do your. Sorry, I was distracted there for a moment. We're going to do. You get to choose your stats and moves, right?
Okay, that's what we're doing.
So each skin has a. Sorry, I was just blanking there, spacing out. Each skin gets to. You have a choice between 2 stat lines, and it has a little description, and you get to pick moves. Who is already far enough to know? Who wants to go first? You want to go, Tress?
No, let Robin go first. I went first last time.
Yeah, my stat line is hot to cold -1, volatile 1, and dark -1. So pretty and impulsive is my my moves as well. It's the default one, True Love, which is that I have a lover, and that I always carry 1 forward to earning my lover's heart or fancy.
Yeah.
And there's some also I can change them and get some new strings and stuff at any time. And I also have Entrenched, which is if you and another character have a combined of a total of 5 or more strings on one another, gain 1 to all rolls against them. So there is a possibility for my poor partner or lover to get a lot of plus once against them.
Yeah.
And then there's, of course, my destructive side, which is sympathy is my weapon. Every time you forgive someone for hurting you and excuse their base nature, gain a string on them.
Excellent.
Which I will do a lot, I think.
We'll talk strings in a moment, or explain those as well. Well, Tress, if you've already chosen, what stat line do you go with?
So I went with, let me get to my overall 20. So I have hot 1, cold -1, volatile -1, and dark 2.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was like, yes, I will give myself disadvantage out of 2 or 4 categories.
What's the skin describe that? That's
yeah, because they have descriptions of that, don't they? Oh, come on, computer. It doesn't seem to have any descriptions of it, or am I missing?
It says on the first page. It's either being calculating and venomous, or seductive and spooky. And you went with seductive and spooky.
That be.
Which open to interpretation. Like you didn't like this is more like a prompt than like you don't need to feel beholden. We'll see how you play it and how it feels in play. But I mean, seductive and spooky is cool.
I like the idea of spooky. I was looking at calculating because I read this originally, and I was looking at calculating and venomous, and I'm like, nah, seductive and spooky is more my kind of thing. So I get 2 moves at the start, which is the sympathetic tokens. So I gain power from sympathetic tokens, items of personal significance taken from others, and they count as strings. And I have hex casting, so I can cast hexes. And I got to choose 2 that I know. And I don't know what to pick yet. To casting, you either expend a sympathetic token during a secret ritual, or meet the target's gaze, or chant at them in tongues, which is probably pretty obvious.
Yeah.
Meeting their gaze and chanting at them in a weird language. Someone's going to pick that up. Roll with dark for hexes.
And it's cool, like if you still I'm fine with you like deciding in the moment in play, I think this hex fits, and then you make your choice which one of those you want.
Okay.
But it's probably just it's fine to mull it over, and then we go with what feels right during play. It's completely fine as well. Like that's not a bad thing. Cool.
Awesome. So yeah, that's me.
And Kaylee.
Okay, so I have a choice between icy and distant or scary and moody, and I'm going to go with icy and distant, which gives me cold 2 and dark 1. So my overall stats become hot -1 because I'm a ghost, not that alluring apparently. Cold 2, volatile -1, and dark 1.
And yep.
Did we do backstory, or are we just going to moves?
Just moves, and we'll but one point about the 4 stats that we have, right? Right, hot is definitely the social, the seductive one, right? Cold is the one. It's also kind of obvious if you need to keep your cool, or if you need to shut someone down. Volatile is the one where things could get. It's definitely physical, either violent when you're lashing out, or if you're running away from something. And yeah, dark is obviously the one, the spooky one.
Spooky one. Okay, so for my moves, I get unresolved trauma. Whenever something brings to mind your death, you choke up and you gain the condition traumatized. If you don't have it already, whenever someone helps you resolve this condition, you both mark experience. And then I get a choice of helpful spirit, transference, projected blame, creep, and limitless. And I'm going to choose helpful spirit and creep. So helpful spirit, when you help someone resolve a condition, gain a string on them. No, that's not right. I want transference and creep. There we go. Transference is whenever you spend time truly listening to someone else's struggles, they heal 1 harm and transfer their remaining harm to you. And then creep. When you silently witness someone in one of their most private moments, perhaps sleeping or putting on makeup, gain a string on them. So I have one that helps with harm and one that gives me strings.
Yeah, so
Good plan.
Kaylee's definitely like a lurker in your Twitch streams.
Look, don't hate on the lurkers. They're a very important part of streaming life.
Oh, definitely.
They do a lot of things.
Lurkers are the best.
Shout out to all the lurkies tonight.
Ooh, love to the lurkers.
I want that on a t-shirt, love to the lurkers.
I'm gonna do that now.
Quick word about strings. Strings is a mechanical bit that you can gain on other characters, and other characters can gain on you. So NPCs can also hold strings on you, and they are representative of emotional strings, right? Emotional attachment, or could be in debt, or could be you just have one up on the other, socially speaking, and they can be used to entice others to do something, or to be better to act against them. And the other thing that was just mentioned are conditions. Conditions can be physical things, but they're also more social in nature, right? So what's a good condition here? Coward, right? Like if then you're labeled as a coward, you might get that as a condition, and other people can exploit that condition, and they can get bonuses if they roll against you, and they can explain how they're exploiting your conditions that you're having. And they're also, they're like a reflection of the fiction, as well as a reminder of the state of your character in a sense. Now we get to backstories. Who wants to go first? And it can't be Robin, because Robin has to go last with his backstory.
Okay.
The model has a special rule there. Oh, I'm going to go first. Because
Okay.
I've got a quick one for Carrie, which is pretty straightforward. And that is... Carrie's got... you've been watching someone, trying to learn from them what it means to be human. Gain 2 strings on them.
Ooh.
And Taylor told me he chose you, Robin. He's been watching you.
Every step you take.
Which
Oh my
is,
God,
right,
love it.
kind of, it is kind of weird, because it's for the explicit sense to learn what it means to be human. So I think when Carrie was still here, he's been frequenting the cafe a lot, the Love Shack.
I like the idea that Robin's parents, every time they open it, every day play the Love Shack song and just like dance around as they're getting everything ready.
Yeah. Question about this: are you aware of this? In a sense, like had you been interacting? Like, I imagine Carrie's come around to the cafe a lot, and like during your working hours, obviously, and chatting you, and probably, I don't know, like, I'm kind of speaking a little bit for Taylor, so I'm a little bit careful here. I'm curious what he'll say when he watches this, gives us feedback, but he's probably been asking you questions. Is there like a question that stuck with you that was like particularly strange or weird that you still remember him asking you?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think in general, it's a little weird. But I think, I think once he asked me if I like to feel pain.
Nice.
That was a little strange. It's like, no, I don't.
Okay, yeah, good point. Like, the answer is kind of important, right? Thank you. And the other backstory question is that Carrie's family seeks to control his every move, and they will not be denied. The head of his family has 2 strings on him.
Oh, Carrie, we need to liberate. Is it he or them?
Yeah, it's he.
He.
Should
We need to
add that.
liberate him from parents.
Yeah. How are we gonna do that if he's not here?
We'll find a way. We'll meet by midnight.
Do we all have connections with him then?
We'll see.
Okay.
You all know each other.
Okay.
Like, that's definitely the thing, right? So you probably have an opinion of each other, even if there are no backstory questions touching everyone. And I'll have like loads of more questions afterwards.
Questions.
So
I'm so excited. I want drama.
then, who wants to go next?
I can go next. Or Sophie, did you want to go next?
Sure.
I'm easy going. Go for it.
Okay. So my backstory. Someone knows that you're dead and how you died. They gain 2 strings on you. So that's kind of a big one, is deciding who knows. But the other one, which might be easier to resolve first, would be you've been inside someone's bedroom while they were sleeping. Take a string on them.
Nice.
I mean, it's a perfectly normal thing to do. You just, go for a walk at night, find yourself in someone else's room. I mean, Edward did it in Twilight all the time, and no one had a problem with it.
I can't even argue that.
I'd like to think it's more of one of these, like, there was like a sleepover type event and she kind of just invited herself and no one kind of thought to say, you weren't really invited and shouldn't be here. And so
she just climb in someone's window like Edward from Twilight.
Yeah, no, I think like she didn't quite do that, but I think it's also one of those things where she was there and then everyone kind of forgot she was there as well. Just kind of in the corner. And she did the classic thing at a sleepover of just not sleeping. And was
there's always
and was just being vigilant.
So how many years ago was this? Was this like, or was it recent?
I think like maybe a year ago. It's fairly recently.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe like over the summer, maybe before Tress went away to her grandmother's or something.
Okay. So
at the end of the last school year.
Yeah. So sleep over at mine, I guess. Like maybe my sisters were throwing a party and they had some of their friends around or something, and you kind of like just stuck in with them.
Yeah, just turned up and then just didn't go home. Just stayed.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that even more. Like it wasn't even an official sleepover. There was a party that you weren't invited to, and you stayed after it was ended.
Just stayed.
Yeah, and
just didn't go.
Nobody had noticed until.
Yeah, and like maybe Tress had like drunkenly gotten into bed, and like down the other side of the bed is just where Kaylee'd set up camp.
I like that. Just like
she just hadn't even noticed. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
So did you do you have a vague memory of that, Tress? Like, did you wake up at some point and were still half drunk and noticed that
yeah, maybe like
Kaylee was still there and was watching you, or
maybe, but then maybe I kind of like dismissed it as like a dream and like kind of went straight back to sleep. I mean,
you like rolled over in the middle of the night and kind of opened your eyes and you're like, there's a person there. No, that's weird.
Just roll back over.
And yeah, you know that feeling where you then only afterwards catch up. Wait a minute, there was something strange that happened last night.
Yeah, maybe she's
really
not there in the morning or something, and maybe I'm just like, did I?
Yeah, she was definitely like gone the next morning.
Yeah, so when I wake up, I'm just like, did I dream that or?
Yeah, I like that. But someone knows that you're dead and how you died.
Someone knows I'm dead and how I died.
Remember, Carrie is a valid option here, and then we might discuss.
I was gonna suggest that it could be Carrie. I really like that idea that he's got that secret at the moment.
Okay. Then I would also suggest we'll suss that out maybe in between. So Taylor.
As long as Taylor is happy for that to be the case, but yeah.
Yeah.
I think.
And if he isn't, we'll find a solution for that. Yeah. I'm sure.
Okay, so I have one string on Tress.
Yep. So you don't need to keep track of the strings other people have on you. That'll be too much bookkeeping. Just keep on your character sheet. There's a spot where you can just enter them and
add strings. Yeah.
Yeah, and keep track of them there.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So I guess it's me now then.
Now it's you. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Where are my thingamabobbins? Where are we? I swear to God, I'm just blind on this. I start the game with 2 sympathetic tokens. Decide whose and what they are. Oh.
So those are like personal possessions, right?
Yeah.
Or could be also like a lock of someone's hair.
So like they just mean something to someone, or a part
fingernails.
Oh God, I'm not gonna have those. I'm spooky, not creepy.
I'm creepy.
Yeah. She'll have the fingernails. Okay, so maybe I've got like, because I've seen in Discord, Kaylee has posted about nose rings. Maybe I could have one of Kaylee's nose rings, like maybe
have one of my nose rings.
Yeah, like maybe at that sleepover, maybe you left one, maybe I picked it up or something.
Yeah, maybe I like took it out for whatever reason and just accidentally left it on like your
multiples. Or...
I mean, I imagine like if you have piercings, sometimes you have more than one option to go in the hole.
Yeah,
I don't have any piercings. So
I have many pairs of earrings, but I don't have any other piercings apart from my ears. So, but yeah, maybe that.
What kind? What like what?
What kind of nose rings do you wear, Kaylee?
so she usually wears like a silver one through just like one side of her nose.
Do you have
just
like
a simple
special...
hoop. Maybe she had like it was her first one, and it was like her one little act of rebellion. So she always like really liked that first and it's like the plainest stainless steel, basic.
Yeah, but it's the one that's most suffused with emotional residue.
Yeah, I've still got my original first earrings.
How'd you get that? Oh, yeah, she left it at the party?
She left it behind, yeah.
At the sleepover. Like, you're meant to take out piercings when you sleep.
So you know who, but you remember whose that is, right?
I imagine as a witch, like, maybe I can tell, and maybe that's why I'm a bit like, maybe it wasn't a dream that she was here. Or something.
Did Kaylee leave it on your nightstand?
Yeah, I imagine if you take it out, you would put it like either on like the windowsill or like on a bedside table.
That's where you found it the next day, and then you were like, wait a minute, I am remembering something.
Yeah, like, because I imagine you would have strings on me because I know you watched me. I don't know.
Maybe you were talking in your sleep, young witch.
Maybe. Hexing people in my sleep.
Okay.
God damn. Yeah, okay.
And the other sympathetic token?
Ooh, Robin, do you have anything that's special?
Like, it doesn't need to be super... Like, the nose ring is awesome. I love it. With
you know how you could have gotten the nose ring if you wanted to be more active about it? Is if maybe we'd gone to the beach one day.
Oh, and you'd taken it out to go
swimming.
Ooh.
And she's left it.
Yeah, we've gone
and
to
it's just disappeared, and I'm like, fuck, I've lost it somewhere on this beach.
That's actually a better idea, I think. Yeah, because then that ties in the beach houses. And I like that idea of we go down to the beach houses.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, all right, so nose ring at the beach house. Okay, what can I have from Robin? Do you have like...
Yeah, maybe it's... I was thinking... I think Robin plays the guitar.
Oh my god, I stole a guitar.
No, like the plectrum.
Oh, yeah, okay. Oh,
yeah.
Every guitarist has a favourite plectrum, is
Yeah.
what I've learned.
And they're really easy to lose or drop in the guitar.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I used to do that with mine when I played many years ago.
Mm-hmm.
I always had about 10, but I had one special one, it was gold.
Yeah, what color or what's on that plectrum? Like what makes it identifiable? Also, what music does Robin play?
Yeah.
Or aspire to play?
Yeah, I think actually he listened to like punk and metal and stuff. Actually,
So like the opposite of your parents.
Yes. Yeah, I think I think it's like a plectrum from a band. So I think it's like this band logo on.
He like specially ordered them on the internet.
I actually think he got it on a concert, so that's why it's special.
Oh, I feel a bit bad now, but at the same time...
You stole my nose ring!
Okay, I feel a bit bad in general for both of you, okay?
Do you have a name for the band by chance? Or
I can only come up with real band names for now. I think I'm gonna melon it a little bit.
Yeah, that's cool. That's always a valid answer, by the way.
So I've got a plectrum and a nose ring. I better note that down, or else I will.
Yes, and those count as like they can be used as strings, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they can be used as hexes.
But also for your hexes. Now, then you still have another backstory thing.
Yes, I do. One of the others caught you rummaging through their friend's stuff, but hasn't said anything. they get a string on you.
I am chief lurker, so I could very easily catch you doing shit.
I was just thinking that. She's watched me sleep. She's just watched me do stuff.
Maybe it was like at lunchtime in school, and you like had noticed someone left their bag on the desk, and you'd like come in, and you hadn't noticed me sat in the corner reading or whatever I was doing.
Yeah.
And then you'd looked up, and I'd looked up, and then I looked back down, and you do whatever you do.
I just carried on. So when you say it's it says it's a friend, so
who's the friend?
Whose bag is it?
Yeah. Do we want to find that out? Is it going to be like an NPC or
that? Yeah, it could be an NPC here.
Okay, so we should leave that. Like,
could be one of the other players as well, player characters.
Okay.
But that would it's not your friend, right? It's their friend, so it's Kaylee's friend. Who is Kaylee's friend?
Well, yeah, rummaging from one of their friends' stuff.
Carrie is Kaylee's friend, right?
Is Carrie going to be there? Maybe.
Well, he was at our school at one point. He's just not anymore.
Okay.
So, Tress, you were going through Carrie's stuff.
Okay.
Trying to get another little token.
Got one on each of you now. Or nearly.
Yeah, I want to know why. Is this like a thing where you felt like, okay, there's like something powerful about Carrie?
I feel like...
And that's what you were drawn to, or...
I feel like maybe I've maybe her grandmother would have taught her make sure you have a sympathetic token or something special belonging to everyone in your class or something kind of. Okay,
so you're out on a gotta catch them all.
You're like a kleptomaniac magpie.
Yeah.
You have this little box that's just full of little things from everyone you know.
But
yeah, it's just protection.
But then you're only
or someone annoys me.
You've only started recently, so is this a thing where your actual witch powers get unlocked at a certain age?
Yeah, maybe that's why she went to see her grandmother for maybe quite a long time this summer or something. She was away for quite a while.
Before that, you were under probably some kind of protective ritual, so you can spend at least your childhood growing up, but then to develop your skills. So that's why you only have a few now, which is, and also that gives you, it's nice because it gives your character a drive, right? You can
it's not really that abnormal either, because I know I've got a memory box that's just full of random shit from my friends as well.
Oh my god, do you actually have a memory box?
It's not there.
No, I mean Tress. Is this how this is working? Do you have a special container?
A shoebox?
Where you keep most of those
with me now?
No,
Tress.
Oh, Tress is that. Okay. Yeah, probably she would. Yeah, I imagine she's quite sentimental about stuff. She's the youngest of three sisters, and I feel I don't know, maybe she's just more sentimental about us. I don't know. I've not.
She's always had this weird connection to stuff, and now she knows why.
Oh, by the way, if anybody, this reminds me of if anybody has a super good insight or good idea for what the town's name is.
Oh yeah, that's fine.
Feel free to come forward with that at any point. But we don't need to dwell on that right now.
Little Cliff.
So
Clifton.
Circle Cliff.
Something Cliff.
Shallowbay.
I kind of like that.
Shallowbay. Yeah, I like that too.
Shallowbay.
Yes. That's
welcome to the British name things.
I mean,
what's a feature? That'll do.
This whole town is full of shallow bays. I'm seeing that already.
We could look up the Cornish word for bay.
Can we spell it B-A-E?
B-A-E.
That's what I meant, yeah.
That's what we all write.
Bay.
Bay.
And we add O's of extra E's or something.
You know when they go on school trips and they're like, where'd you come from?
Shallowbay.
Cringing. Oh.
This is our life every Thursday.
Welcome to Shallowbay.
Yeah. This is good.
And then, like, for hen parties, everyone gets, like, the Shallowbabes.
Oh my god, yes. That's...
Oh god.
Matthias is like, oh my god, what have I done?
And then the stags always get, like, the white heart.
Yeah.
The boys are so unoriginal, and they're just like, the white heart. We just get pub teas.
This is amazing. Yeah, this is a thing now.
Done. We're sorry, Taylor. This is your life now.
Taylor.
Good times.
Robin.
Nice.
Not sorry.
Oh god. Shallowbay's Love Shack.
Yeah.
Oh.
I did find a band name though. It's an actual band. It's called Angel Witch. It's too good to British metal.
Oh,
band.
yeah.
I like it.
Awesome. Okay.
Angel Switch. What's
Angel Witch.
that? Angel Witch.
Are you like
Nice.
part of a band, like in the school or in the town?
No, I don't think there's people listening to that kind of music here. So I'm just like have my guitar. I'd like to be in a band though.
Halloween night, he gets down there with his little portable amp.
Oh,
He
yeah.
gets really into it.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Highlight of the year.
So
Oh, every year we do like a school talent contest, and every year we try and persuade Robin to like do something, but he never does.
Yes.
Oh my god, is it actually going to be a school talent show? So what have we done then?
Oh, that's a good question. Sorry, just
Are we going too deep?
are we just jumping off the cliff into Shallowbay?
the important thing is, Kaylee, did you write down the additional string that you got on Tress?
Oh yeah, fair point, yeah.
I got from
Is it
seeing
the
her in the bag.
Yeah,
No,
not
I didn't.
saying
I will add that.
anything. Yeah.
I'm gonna just put 2 strings on the tress
Mm-hmm.
because I don't have to remember what they're from, right? I just have to remember I have them.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, like
so.
it can, like if you want to, it can be helpful, but I like it. It's sometimes helpful for the role playing, but mechanically, it's not necessary.
Okay, I'm sure I'll remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, you watch me sleep, you watch me rummage through someone's bag, just
So
always-
I think Kaylee's done the talent contest once, and no one remembers what she did.
Oh.
No one can tell you that she did anything.
Oh. I think ironically
The-
Tress did like magic tricks.
And here, yeah, inside joke. She won for being inconspicuous.
Oh dear.
We have one last set of backstory
What sort of magic
questions.
tricks did Tress do? Did she
Like-
do quick changes?
Maybe
like-
like card tricks or
Card
something.
tricks?
Oh, you
Like-
you do actual magic as like a thing?
Oh no, I think this is when she was
For the
still like,
talent show.
because only her powers have only just started developing recently because of the ritual
Or unlocking?
wearing
Yeah.
off. Yeah, but maybe like she just thought it'd be kind of ironic to do like magic tricks and maybe like get a pet rabbit and pull it out of a hat sort of thing. or like like lift it out of the hat. I wouldn't pull it.
You know what it'll be? It'll be like a stuffed seagull that you picked up in the Love Shack,
Yeah.
and like you just made it appear out of this empty hat.
Yeah, how old are we in this? Like, is this a year ago or 2 years ago?
It's yeah. That's probably a couple of years back.
Oh,
right?
that camera's gone.
Yeah, we were probably like 13, 14.
Yeah.
I'm
It's
just
like. There you
There
go.
you go.
yay.
Welcome back.
We have one set of backstory questions left.
Okay.
Okay, back on track.
Yes. Mine is simple. Choose one person to be your lover. Give them 3 strings on you. Take 1 string on them.
Oh, heckity damn.
That's a commitment,
That's a lot of string.
right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm all about giving strings to people so I can be entrenched.
Ooh.
Yeah, I think it probably makes the most sense that it is Tress,
Nice.
since the other ones are creeps.
Oh, oh, that's good.
No.
So Tress is your true love, or at least you.
For now,
That's
For
how you
now.
feel, how you think. Yeah.
yes.
She cheats, just so you know.
Mhm.
Hey, what?
How aware
that's it.
of this admiration is Tress, do you think?
I mean, I don't. I mean, I'm gonna ask. I think Robin. Yeah, that's a good question. I think I'd like to. I think it's a thing, like a little bit. It depends a little bit on you too.
Like,
of
so
course.
whenever I come into Love Shack, like you give me like extra chocolate or something.
You get the coffee with a heart on, of course.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, I think it's like I don't know. I don't think anything has happened yet, but it's definitely like a thing. That,
yeah, and like if I come in with my sisters, like maybe they're like, "Oh, he really likes you," and Tress is just like, "No, we're just friends," or something like that.
You're that girl.
Being that oblivious, no, I think she's just probably like kind of maybe just oblivious. Because I know that when I was younger, like when a guy liked me a lot, all of my friends were like, "He really likes you," and I'm like, "We're just friends, though."
Was this like has this always been the case, or has this grown, or was there like a particular moment, a memory you have where you were like, or where like something happened during the summer, or who knows, that like, or when Tress came back, she was somehow changed, which like she was actually changed too, but
yeah, I think it's the latest. I think Robin is the kind of person who like is very much in love with the idea of having a girlfriend. So I think it's like he's like always in love with someone. It just changes who it is, and I think like probably the latest one is Tress, and it's probably after the summer break or something like that. Yeah, when you came back and he noticed you.
There was something different about you.
I like that. I like that a lot. People grow up over summer.
Something felt unlocked.
Yes. Yes.
I like that a lot. Oh my god, this is going to be so much fun. I'm just like, can already see potential melodrama.
Yeah, nice. So, I love this. Now we'll move over to the seating chart. And this is basically our home classroom, where we'll establish like who else is like in these social circles.
I think that's a good idea, actually, Sophie. I don't know if you agree with this, but we read out our darkest selves for people who might not be familiar with Monster Hearts, and they don't know the.
Because Katie mentioning the mortal sex move, I was like, yes.
Yeah. So then we also let's give. Then I'll then maybe we do it that way. So two things. Yes, this game has sex moves, which fire whenever these characters go to get it on. And they also all have a darkest self. So the darkest self is like, we'll wait with the sex moves when they actually happen. It'll be more interesting. The darkest self is a thing that is serves particular purpose. It's like when your character really goes over the edge and goes full monster. And it can serve also as like a release valve. Like it's kind of like okay, now you actually get to be the complete vampire or werewolf or right witch or ghost. So if you all if you want to read that, you want to go first, Kaylee?
Okay, so as the ghost, my darkest self, you become invisible, unnoticeable. No one can see you, feel you, or hear your voice. You can still affect inanimate objects, but this is your only avenue of communication. You escape your darkest self when someone acknowledges your presence and demonstrates how much they want you around. Pretty sad.
Ooh. Interesting.
How about you, Triss?
Okay, so my darkest self for the witch is the time for subtlety and patience is over. You're too powerful to put up with their garbage any longer. You hex anyone who slights you. All of your hexes have unexpected side effects and are more effective. Are more effective than you're comfortable with. To escape your darkest self, you must offer peace to the one you've hurt the most. Oh God, I can see where this is going.
And Robin's?
Yikes! This is my lover. Okay. My darkest self is nobody understands you. Nobody even tries. You do so much for the people you love, and they walk all over you. Enough is enough. Betray them. Show them what it's like to be uncared for. Reveal their monstrosity and yours. Only seeing the pain that you're causing, that you're causing your lover, will let you escape your darkest self.
Yeah, heavy stuff.
Yay!
For completeness sake, I'll also give you the one that Carrie has, which is the human and serpent worlds are too different, and you'll never be able to reconcile their demands. The only way out is to choose a side as decisively and irrevocably as possible. Watch carefully and quietly for an opportunity, and then strike, regardless of who needs to be hobbled or devoured in the process. It's the only way to make the world simple again and find your place at last. You escape your darkest self when you accept your complicated place in the world, or when you mold. Yes.
Okay. Molting is okay.
Okay, Carrie. All right.
And
That's my extreme.
how
Shedding
might we
okay.
end up in like how might you end up in your darkest place? It's either a thing when you mark for harm and you scrape by death. That's an option. Or when you roll a 6- and I just feel like it.
It's time. It is time for you to embrace your darkest self.
Good dog. All right.
All right.
Oh dear.
Or somebody has sex with the mortal.
Oh yeah. All that.
All that.
Oh no.
You're Buffy to someone's angel.
Oh God.
Cause them to lose their soul.
Yeah. So now I'll introduce the seating chart. And for the seating chart, let's see if this works. So, yeah. This is representing your classroom, and it's the tables in the classroom, and there are obviously 2 seats per table. And we'll see you like where each of you sit and who's like your direct table partner and who are like your neighboring classmates. Before we actually start, I think we're going to go take our second break, because that will enable us to like think a little bit about that. I'll need to know who of you is the most popular. And Carrie's not here, so he's not sitting here anymore, but we might get to that later. Because you're going to be the one who gets to pick first.
Okay. Awesome.
Who do you think that is?
I think Robin is the most popular.
Probably.
His parents are in that cafe. Everyone is like popularity in that everyone knows who Robin is.
Yeah.
And I think generally, from my impression, is like they're probably quite a likable person.
Yeah.
So it's just like not necessarily everyone's friends with them, but everyone knows them and everyone thinks they're all right.
Yeah.
There's that
I
sort of
agree,
popularity.
Everyone gets along with Robin.
Yeah.
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 Strangely enough.
It's weird how that happens.
Yeah. Nice. Cool. And the second most popular among you?
Trust.
Hi.
Purely because I don't think that Kaylee is particularly popular.
I just think you lurk and like you say, people don't even know.
People just don't notice her. She's just like that quiet girl of
Oh dear.
someone will mention her, she'll be like, and they'll like take a second to be like, "Oh yeah, Kaylee, yeah."
That girl in the corner.
They won't even remember that, but they'll be like, "Oh yeah, Kaylee," and then they'll talk about whatever else they want to talk about.
The weather.
The weather.
Oh man. And then maybe Carrie was quite popular.
Yeah, I think Carrie was probably quite popular too.
Because
Obviously
Carrie
we
would
all
have been
like them.
first if he
Yeah, I
hadn't
reckon
been pulled,
so.
probably. That's what I reckon, at least, right?
Or second, yeah.
Yeah, like I imagine Carrie's actual or would have been like the
Like a dominant popular kid.
exactly.
Like actively.
Yeah.
just everyone like loves them. Like there's always that one person who seems really, really nice, and like everyone just seems to love them. Like I imagine
It's like if Robin's the boy next door popular, Carrie's the flashy popular.
The one that's
The
been being
supermodel.
admired.
Who's like
and stuff.
rich
Yeah.
and supermodel.
yeah, what does Carrie look like?
Yeah, what does he look like?
Oh, we have a picture. I mean,
We have a picture.
I can show.
I
Read the
can
picture.
show you the Carrie.
This is scary. So
Scary.
the stream can see as well.
Ooh.
We both have red hair. Oh god, we're like those creepy twins in the Riverdale.
Oh,
Wait, hold on. I can just see the picture. Where are we looking?
Twitch.
Okay.
in roll 20 heads off.
Okay. Oh,
Okay,
okay.
I'll put
Yeah,
it-
yeah. No, he's definitely
and
like the
and I put it
supermodel
on
popular boy, who's also really nice and everyone really loves. It's one of those at every school.
One of
And
those.
is secretly deciding if he should side with humanity or against it.
Yeah, but he's got to keep up the pretense. Like, I don't know. Is that?
Yeah, I mean,
Is that
he's got to
okay?
keep up the family name as well.
And
Uh,
I bet because he's like trying to figure out humanity, he's the sort of person who went around like all the social groups, like making friends with everyone to try everything out.
hmm
All the
Taylor, let
hobbies.
us know if you disagree.
Yeah, Taylor, like correct us if we're wrong.
And
Give us a text message.
Yeah, I got my phone ready. I'm here.
and Taylor was kind enough to answer me already 3 questions. So that will already give us 3 kids that are in class. One was the question, who's the principal's daughter? What's her reputation? And I put her down here in purple. That's Gwyn. And she's being kind of like a punk rock rebel. And that's her reputation. Like she's probably rebelling against. Is principal actually the right word? Or is it like
It's
headmaster?
headmistress or headmaster.
Yeah. Okay. Well, do we have a headmistress or a headmaster in the school? It's a good.
I had both while I was at school.
I only had a headmistress, but
So what did you have, Mikkel? We'll figure out the average between us.
Come again? I was zoned out a little bit.
Did you have a male or female principal, headmistress, headmaster?
Female.
So we will have a female.
Okay.
We will have a headmistress.
oh my goodness.
And yeah, Gwyn's rebelling against her mom, apparently. Then I asked, who's the kind of kid that doesn't belong to any of the social groups? What makes everyone avoid them? And that's Path. And I actually still already seated him, and he sits alone in the corner desk here. Still Eye is always scribbling in his little notebook and has a way about him that sets kind of everyone on edge, so everyone avoids them. And the third question I had for him is, what's the hardest thing about the guy with blue hair? And he called them Amaris, so Amaris has blue hair and a smoldering smile. And as we
Kids at our school are wild. We've just got these
Yeah,
crazy kids at our school.
and as we
every school does.
as we're going to go into break, that question I want to have answered from each of you. What's the hardest thing
But
about the guy with the blue hair, about Amaris.
It's the hottest thing.
What's the
Okay.
hottest thing about them?
Don't know anyone with blue hair.
And I'll have first other question about some other kid in school. Kaylee, from you, I want to know whose misery attracts you like a moth to a flame.
Okay.
Robin, from you, I want to know who's what's the name of the one student who's also been making googly eyes at Tress, right?
Oh god.
Who's maybe been already courting her.
Oh god.
And Tress,
I'm ready.
Right? The tension is just like, what's the question?
Suspense.
you have whose relationship did you break up last year, and how was it like a first manifestation of your hexing power, right?
Oh dear.
Damn. I told you go watch that trash.
And when we'll come back, you each get to choose where you sit, in the order of popularity, obviously. And we'll figure out who else is in this class and how everybody's kind of tied together.
Oh, okay. Drama.
Right? I'm so excited.
Me too. Oh my god, I'm just living for this right now. I'm so excited, guys.
See you in... Yeah, let's make it top of the hour.
Okay.
So 7 minutes.
Bye.
Yep, we're back.
Hey.
All right, seating chart, fun times. Robin, you're the most popular out of these three.
Yes.
Where do you want to sit? And you can write yourself down at that place. I've picked Patrick Hand as the font.
The window is on the left there, so
Yep.
I'm definitely sitting
The
by
windows are over here. The door is here.
Yeah, I'm definitely sitting by the window, and I actually think I sit in front because I'm a lot of the time I'm late, and it's unpractical to have to like get past people.
Yeah, but you still gotta cross the entire room when you're late.
I mean,
yeah,
that's okay. So I'm gonna put myself by the window here. Here.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
And who's your table partner?
You know, I think actually I'm gonna say that's Amaris.
Wow, interesting. Okay.
Okay.
Then while we're at it, what's the hardest thing about Amaris from your point of view?
I think I was thinking like to go something like something about them, but I think I'm just gonna say something physical. I think they have really nice lips.
The smile, the lips. We all have a mouth fixation with Amaris.
I mean, it's a nice mouth.
And is it the lips? Is it their fullness or like their curvature or?
I mean, it's just it's a little bit of both, and I also think they have like
do they like do something with their lips that's like?
I think they also have a piercing maybe, and I think they do something like they play with it with their tongue.
Nice, I like that.
Yeah.
People who have their piercings do that. Like when they get the snake bites and you can just see them like...
Nibbling on them, yeah. Oh, God.
Nice.
How many NPCs do we have? Or are we just filling up tables?
Oh, we're gonna fill it up.
Whole class.
Who sits behind you, Robin? And what room did you? Oh no, I had a question for you, right? What was that question? I did give you.
Yeah. Who else is googly eyeing Triss?
Yeah. They're probably not sitting next to you, though, right?
It's Amaris.
No. No. I'm gonna. Of course, you made me. He's gonna be a loser. Of course, he is. Damn rival. I'm gonna say his name is Ben.
What about like Ben Quinn, like the son of that Jamie Quinn?
Yes,
all
please.
Right.
Oh boy. Yeah, okay. Oh my God.
He's like a double traitor then in Robin's eyes.
Yeah.
He's the worst.
Okay.
Oh,
Ben Quinn. And has he made a move at you, Triss? Or, well, no, first, Robin, has he made a move at you, Triss? At Triss? Then we'll find out what Triss thinks.
Yes, it's pretty obvious. I mean, he's like I'm imagining him also being like this I mean, maybe not rich, but at least in this town, like rich kid from London. So I think he has a different way of flirting than the rest of us. Let's say it like that. Mm-hmm. It's pretty like blatant.
Is it like just really full on? So like it's more obvious than Robin's flirting.
Yeah, like why didn't you come down to the pub and we can have leftover food from the fridge and hang out, just the two of us.
Okay.
Yeah, I think like Robin finds it a little like kind of gross, a little bit. It can be a little gross, especially when he drinks.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
He's that arm around you guy.
Oh.
Like parties, grabs your hand.
Oh.
The non-consensual touching guy.
Oh. That guy.
We hate that guy.
Yeah, we hate that guy.
Who's sitting behind you? And what rumor did you hear about them that has to be false?
I think I have to coming up with names. That's always good. Let's see. I think
we can also come back to you.
It's she's called Ava.
Mm-hmm.
And I think what is the rumor?
A rumor that like it has to be false, right? That can't be true. Is Ava she her?
Yes. I think the rumor is that she can drink a whole crate of beer, and she's a small girl, so it's
yeah.
I think literally quite small. I'm thinking like she's not like a very thin or slim or anything, but she's like
5 foot nothing.
Yeah.
Okay, so short, right? Cool. But she's gonna have a different color than Ben, right? What am I going to
I mean, maybe actually she's like the daughter of the one of the people running the other pub. Would be fun. I mean, of course, then there would be a natural with the rumors about drinking a lot.
Sure.
But this works there.
Or she's like their niece, rather than being like the actual like child. She's like the niece of the pub owner.
Mm.
The battle of the pubs is going to be real serious in Argy.
Oh boy, yes it is. I
swear they were all underage.
I mean, yeah, but
in any small community,
this is the countryside, right?
Yeah, it's the.
I don't know what you're saying about Britain and our drinking culture. I'm just.
I don't. I mean, my one side of my family is they were winemakers, so
You grew up drinking.
Yeah. Yeah. So then let's see where are you sitting? You want to put yourself down?
Let me. How do I type?
Well, you can tell me if you like. I can do it for you.
Oh, is that text? Oh, which one are we using? Which one did you say?
It's text, and we're using Petra Hand.
Okay.
Size 22. I think.
Oh, come on, computer. Okay, we'll do it that way. That's okay. Yay. Oh, we're using size 22. Yeah, cool.
Yep. So
there we go. I'm gonna go there. That's God. Get rid of the text box. Stop.
Okay, you're gonna go there.
Yeah.
Who's your table partner? Who you're paired with?
Okay, I'm gonna sit next to another girl. In fact, I think it's the girl I broke up the relationship of. I'll get to that in a minute.
Okay. What's her name?
Let me just think of a name for her. I'm kind of thinking of Polly. I don't know why, but like
Polly? Yeah.
Do you need a last name or just it's Polly? Okay.
If you have one, but we don't not like.
Okay,
Polly is fine, and we can still later discover. Oh no, Polly is. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, Polly, and that's going to be the girl I broke up the relationship of last year before summer.
Who was Polly in a relationship with?
I think it's a guy called. I really want to say Lauren, Loren.
Lauren, yeah.
Yeah, Lauren, yeah. And yeah, shall I tell what I've got?
Yes.
What happened there? So, as with my rummaging and my kleptomania, I was probably rummaging through Lauren's bag. Now, Polly's my friend. Like, I sit next to her. Like, she's gonna be
okay.
And so I was rummaging through Lauren's bag, like you do, because you're like, I've got to look after my best friend, and also I want to steal stuff. And I came across like maybe some love notes or something from another girl. And like, you know how you're in class and you write your replies on the same bit of paper and you pass it back and forth.
Yeah.
So I could see it like that. Because I don't know, do we have phones? I mean, maybe they didn't.
I mean, we would do, but maybe like our school's kind of strict, like actually really strict about it. So if you do get caught, that phone is taken.
Yeah, or something like that. Just like some evidence of like kind of cheating on Polly, basically. And I think she got like really angry, like Polly is her best friend. And so she hexed Lauren with the Ring of Lies.
Lauren is also she, her, right?
No, Lauren is he, him. That's
Oh, okay. So Polly cheated with another girl on Lauren.
No,
Lauren was cheating with another girl.
Yeah.
On Polly.
Oh, Lauren was cheating. Okay.
Yeah, Lauren's.
Polly is my best friend, and Lauren was her boyfriend, and he was cheating on her.
Okay.
And yeah, I hexed him with the Ring of Lies. So every time he told a lie to Polly about where he'd been or who he'd been with, like he'd get that piercing ringing. So I'll read out that hex because I'm going to choose that hex.
Okay.
Whenever the person attempts to lie, they hear a piercing ringing noise. Big lies will often make their knees buckle and disorientate them. Severe lies can cause harm or even brain damage.
Wow.
So it's up to you guys whether it's a big lie that he was cheating or a severe lie.
Enjoy your sociopath, Robin.
It was accidental.
Okay. Yes, I like that.
I like that.
Maybe he's in hospital.
You know what he hears? He should hear that school fire bell sound.
Oh, yeah. Oh my god.
Yeah. Definitely. There's this thing that Lauren hasn't been seen around for a while now.
Yep. Oops. I got emotional. I got upset for my friend, and it just happened. Didn't really blame me.
What did you say is the hardest thing about Amaris?
The way he like kind of flips his hair.
Oh.
He does that thing where he pushes back and they ring.
Yeah, that's the one. Like the second push back. In Mean Girls, like
what kind of hair do they have?
They've got blue hair, so I'm imagining it's like kind of like quite long, so the blue is like quite obvious. So it's like that kind of maybe like shaved one side and like quite long the other, and they just kind of like push it back, like and just kind of like shake in front of their face a bit. You know the move. Don't judge me.
We know the move.
The move.
That's their sex move.
Just like every girl just kind of like goes.
Who sits to your left?
To my left. I mean, maybe Lauren used to sit there, and I used to pass their notes across.
Who's sitting there now? Is it the new kid?
Yeah, there's always like a new kid, like a transfer student, or like someone who's there for like a year abroad or something.
Oh, so did Carrie used to sit there?
Maybe, yeah, maybe it's like an exchange. I don't know, yeah.
From Brittany, so it's French.
Yep. Anyone got a name for the exchange student? French name. Jean-Claude.
Jean-Claude.
That used to be like in the French textbooks, though.
Yeah.
Okay, Jean.
Jean-Claude and Sabine. They were the two French kids in the books.
Yes.
And it's he, him, right?
Oh, yeah.
That's what I'm hearing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What's the one thing you know about them, aside that they're that he's French?
Isn't that the only thing about French people? They're just French.
Yeah, don't ask the English about the French.
I mean, I'm asking the Cornish about a Brittany, so that's a little bit different, right?
Is it? Is it?
Yeah, because you're both not English.
Maybe it's the French textbook influence, but I imagine him with like a bowl cut or something.
The what?
Like a bowl cut.
This is why we're not allowed in Europe anymore.
No, I'm sorry.
But what do you the one thing you know about him in terms of I don't know, what he likes or what hobby he has, or have you seen his dick?
Hang on, what?
Wait, what was that last one? Sorry.
What was that last bit?
I mean,
I'm gonna assume I heard that correctly.
Yeah, exactly, Katie. He has a very good baguette. I'm picking that, Katie. It's your fault.
The French and the baguettes.
Katie's gonna be here and playing Jean-Claude now. That's it, Katie. Tress, have you seen his baguette?
No. Tress has not seen many baguettes. I'm fine.
I'll be curious to find out. Yeah, nice. And he sits right next to you every day. Every time the teacher is like,
baguette?
Maybe okay. How about, because he's French, he really likes the Tour de France, so he likes to race through town on his bike.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we can discuss his baguettes at a later time.
Yep. No, that's cool.
Baguette.
We
I don't
don't
know
need
if he
to.
has two.
Yeah. Also has a bike.
Also has a bike.
Who sits
cool.
in front of you?
I will never look at baguettes the same way again. It's fine. Right, next.
Who sits in front of you?
Oh, in front of me.
Yeah.
Oh god, I'm doing everyone around me. Hot damn.
And we still have Gwyn and Ben also to place. Remember? So you feel free if you.
Okay.
I mean, Gwyn would be like a candidate to sit behind you.
I'm trying to go through all the stereotypes. There's got to be like a really nerdy person. There always is. Like the one who's in front of me, like sat straight in front of like the teacher, is a bit of a teacher's pet kind of thing.
Who are they?
That was me. Every class.
Yeah. Yeah. So I imagine whoever's in front of me is going to be like the teacher's pet. Maybe I don't know. Maybe it's like a really smart kid who's perhaps like a year younger than everyone else, but did so well they've moved up a year, or
Yeah.
like something like that.
Do you have a name for me? Glenn?
I think
go on.
Alex.
Okay, yeah. Let's go with Alex.
Alex, and pronouns?
I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Like maybe Alex could be they them.
Mm-hmm. And the teacher's pet. Yeah, we can come up with more. Like, we don't need to nail down everyone like 110% here.
Yeah, I'm just trying to go through like my old classes and be like, what are the stereotypes?
Yeah. Who's sitting behind you?
Gosh darn it, I should have sat in the back. No, joking. Who's behind me?
Maybe Gwyn?
Yeah.
Gwyn's probably gonna try to sit. Yeah.
And then like every time I like turn to talk to Polly or something, he's like trying to catch my eye or something like that. Or
Gwyn,
maybe, like,
Gwyn, she, her. Or, who did you
what's
mean?
that? Oh,
Ben.
sorry, yeah, Ben Quinn. Sorry,
Oh,
that's
who?
what I was thinking of.
Who
Ben
did
Quinn.
you want to place behind you then?
I was thinking, yeah, Ben, because then every
Ben.
time I talk to Polly, he's like trying to catch my eye, or like he's trying to chuck paper at me or something. Because boys do that when they're younger. They're like, if I chuck paper at this girl, maybe she'll like me.
And we get these things here
Yes.
as well. Okay, good.
Oh, poor Jean. Like,
Cool. Kaylee,
okay.
where are you sitting?
trying to crossfire.
I'm really sad there are no seats by the window left. I am gonna sit.
Can sit next to Ava. If you want.
No, I'm gonna sit over on this side of the room,
Yeah.
just in the seat. I think over in the dark part of the classroom. Are you doing the labels or should I do the labels?
I can put you down if you like.
Okay. Yes, please.
And next to Polly or actually at the edge?
Actually, at the edge.
Okay.
Oh, wall.
And I had a question for you. It doesn't the one doesn't have to be the seat neighbor, but who's the one that?
I think she is attracted to Gwyn's misery. The misery of the fact that her mother is the headmistress, and it really sucks that all the time, like, everyone knows who her mum is, and everyone is like always kind of bringing it up, and her mum is always on her case. So like that sort of misery that's going on, where she's like, wishes she could be at like literally any school or be anyone else's child.
Okay. Where would you put her down?
I think Gwyn maybe sits across the aisle from Ben, so over here.
Yep.
Behind Jean.
Yeah.
Good old Jean-Claude and his baguette. That's my favorite rumor about this classroom now, that Jean-Claude has a great baguette. That's the best thing in this room.
Stella Paget, yes.
Who are you paired with at your table?
I don't think anyone sits at my table with me, if that's possible. It's the thing. It's like that chair. Like people move into it. Like if they're being like too chatty, like Polly sometimes gets moved over here, and then like if Amaris and Robin are fucking about too much, one of them gets sent to sit over here.
Mm-hmm.
It's that table. Like if someone's fallen out with someone else, they'll come and sit next to Kaylee.
Yeah. What's the reason the teacher hasn't then like pulled Path and Kaylee together, right? To kind of like fill the gaps.
I think it just hasn't occurred to them. It hasn't clicked in their head that they should like put these two people together. It's just like that's just the quiet corner of the room. It's fine. It's quiet. We don't have to worry about that side of the room.
Somehow Kaylee's also never
is
is never called upon to answer a question, right?
Yeah. Just like occasionally she'll look over, there's hands up. Okay, she's participating.
Yep.
Sean, what's the answer to the question?
Oh god, yes.
Who sits in front of you though?
So in front of me sits what about Elliot, who sits in front of me?
Yeah.
And
Elliot's pronouns?
she, her.
Yep.
And she is known for, like, she's the drama student. Like, she's the one that, like, really gets into organizing the talent contest. Like, she'll go to, like, the teachers and be like, can we do one this year? She's the one that hangs out in the drama studios and, like, at lunchtime and, like, plays on the instruments or does, like, improv with people.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
She's very, like, friendly and creative, and she sits there and doodles through class.
Yeah. I know.
She'll be there in maths class and she'll be writing lyrics for her next stage production.
Oh
like,
my god.
Definitely did that, by the way. And so then, like, that was me.
Who didn't like doodle in classes they weren't meant to, like, and then had their doodles held up by the teacher?
Read out.
Yeah, all that, yep. Oh man. God, I remember those days.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
Do you want me to do next to Elliot as well?
If you've got one, I've got a couple more questions. I also want to know what's the hardest about Amaris.
The hardest thing about Morris is that I think the hardest thing is that they notice Kaylee. I think that is the thing. Like, she appreciates that they have, loaned her pens and pencils and textbooks or, that sort of thing.
No. And yet they sit so far away.
They sit so far away.
Like the other side of the room, literally.
But it's just like that. He's got to like, they've got to like me. Like, they know I exist, and that's really nice. And it's just the fact that, like, I think Amaris, like, is attractive because people are attracted to them. That sort of person where they must be a good person because all these people like them. And, the lips and the hair and the smile.
Yeah, all of that as well. Just added bonus.
Added bonus.
Okay, so
Kaylee, who's the kid with the knife?
what?
Oh my god. We have one of those. The kid with the knife. Do you want it to be someone new or someone?
Yeah, someone new.
Okay, someone new.
Unless
The
it's a
kid with
perfect fit.
Is called Marcus, and he sits next to Gwen.
Marcus with a K or a C?
With a C.
And he, him, or?
He, him.
Yeah, and it's nice.
And yeah, he's that kid who, like, in science just turns on the Bunsen burner taps, like, constantly.
Yeah.
Like, uses his knife to, like, just graffiti into the table.
Yeah.
That kid.
And next to Ben, right?
Next to Gwen.
Oh,
right at the back.
Good.
Yeah. Oh, I think next to Gwen. I think that's it's like the worst combination of people.
Yeah, do they have a thing with each other? Like they're at least friends, or
like,
they
I
hang
think, like,
together?
at parties they have a thing. Like, it's always like, they're just going to end up in that chair in the corner of the room, and you're not going to see either of them for the rest of the night.
Did Gwen used to sit last year or the year before in front, and this is a new thing?
I think Gwen maybe even sat next to Alex, like, last year.
Yeah.
And, like, she's just migrated all the way to the back, and she's like, no, I don't want to be this Mommy's perfect daughter. Look at the...
Yeah.
Look at the headmistress's daughter. Of course she gets straight A's.
Yeah.
And then she's like, now I'm going to sit next to Marcus.
Oh, God. This is... this is going to be a drama-filled classroom.
I mean, that's classrooms for you, right?
They are.
And also, I feel like those two, like, one of them will end up sat next to Kaylee occasionally, and the teacher will just, like, finally lose her rag and be like, one of you, that seat.
Yeah.
So, and no matter how often, like, the teacher separates them, they always migrate back together, back to the back of the classroom.
Yep.
They'll be at the front of the classroom for, like, a week, and then everyone moves back to where they should be.
It's always the way.
Robin. Question for Robin, I think. What did you do that someone else got either credit or blame for? And why haven't you told anyone? Or who believed you?
I think there was a party at Gwyn's house when her mother was gone, and I puked all over the carpet in the hallway.
Oh my god.
And I think...
who got the blame for it, though?
Yes.
Wake up a new kid?
Yeah, I'm gonna say Ben.
Oh, not a new kid. Okay.
What? Yes. Wait. If you want a new kid, I can make a new kid.
Yeah, I'd like to fill
That's the puke person. Okay, so I think it is Charlotte.
I take this personally. Carry on.
Oh yeah, that's typical. Yeah, I think. Yeah, I don't know the kind of person. I think she's. Yeah, I don't know. I don't have any like particular feelings except she's puking.
She's the puking girl.
Yeah. Yeah.
She's not bad
with that
at
name?
William's house. Yeah, I didn't mind. I was only joking. It's fine.
Oh man.
She listens to Justin Bieber.
She was in a drinking competition with Eva. It just went too far.
Yes.
Ooh, yeah, okay.
At least that's what the rumor says. We know the truth.
Where does she sit?
Robin.
Yeah, let's maybe put her next to Eva.
Next to her. Okay.
Yeah, they have a drinking contest, yeah.
The drinking buddies.
Yeah.
I assume like most people at this school like drink or like we're at that age where you're like,
Yeah, where you have the house party with the Bacardi breezes and
yeah, or I'll steal my
burn
parents'
off the ice.
and top it up with water.
Mm-hmm.
By which you mean tequila, right? You mean no water ever went into the actual vodka.
Oh no, I mean like so you take the vodka out of the bottle.
Oh,
and you
put
replace it
the
with water, so no one would know you taken it.
Yeah, or you get some bathtub gin from Weird Clive.
Weird Clive.
Oh, God. Literal bathtub gin. He makes it in his. Yeah, okay.
So who's the kid with the scabies, and who do they have a crush on? Anyone who wants to can answer this.
The kid with the what?
Scabies?
Scabies?
Yeah.
Oh.
Can we say like maybe acne instead of scabies? Because scabies is actually I think contagious.
Yeah, that's
right?
like.
You really don't want scabies.
No, yeah, that's a oof.
No, let's say scabies.
Okay.
Hold on, I gotta look at this.
I mean,
It's a skin condition thing.
you would
right?
all be saying scabies.
It's tiny mites in the skin.
Yeah.
It's
I
an
mean-
infestation.
Would we be?
That makes me itchy.
Are we differentiating it that much? I mean, feel free to X-card this if you don't want it, right? Like that's definitely a thing.
That just like. Is it a rumor that they have scabies, or is it like they actually...
Maybe everybody says they have scabies and they just have bad acne. But that's what that's like someone said, oh, you probably have got scabies. No, everybody's saying scabies.
They've like Google doctored. Like,
Yeah.
that kid's itching a lot. I bet they have scabies. And then it's just, like,
But
gone around.
I'm open to leaving
At my
this.
school that someone had scabies. I swear that is a thing, actually. Like, there's a rumor.
So who's that and where are they sitting?
Which
Or
is
they've got the mouth herpes. That was another thing that came up a lot at my school.
the cold sores,
Cold
yeah.
sores, mouth herpes. Okay. I can sit next to Elliot. I bet they sit next to Elliot.
Okay.
Oh,
We need a name.
poor.
Yeah, poor Elliot.
Wow. I mean, poor this kid is what I would be saying.
Like, I'm in character, poor Elliot. I said it's a scabies kid.
Oh god. Justin?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Oh, actually, can they sit next to Alex? The teacher's pet and the scabies kid should be sat next to each other.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's Justin, he, him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like such a bully. Like, we've got, who is it? Pukey Charlotte, scabies kid.
Oh, we're so lovely.
We might not fill. Well, we might not fill every seat, but
Who do they have a crush on? Did we decide who they had a crush on?
Oh no, yeah. Who do they have the crush on?
Mikkel, who do they have a crush on? I feel like Sophie and I keep deciding things.
Yeah.
Let's say Polly.
Ah, yes.
A solid choice. I hear she's newly single.
Yes. Ready for a new relationship.
Single and ready to mingle. That's our Polly.
Okay, so who's the girl that had an abortion?
Oof. Oof.
I now miss scabies kid.
Oh dear. Or like that one girl who's like rumored to be pregnant or something. Or that.
Mm. So,
And who did she say was the father? And who's really the father? And why do you know? You can earn a string here if you come up with this.
whoa. I think her name is Emma. We had a lot of Emmas in my school. We haven't got one in this classroom, so we can have an Emma.
Yeah, there's always an Emma. I work with an Emma, but
I think, like, the rumor would be that Marcus is the dad.
Mm.
all right, yeah, bad boy, yeah. But who
Like-
is it going to be? The kid with scabies?
Oh my god, Justin,
Oh
the kid with scabies.
Okay, and who's the actual dad, Haley? Or was?
I was half joking.
You know who it should be? It should be Lauren.
Shit, yeah, is this the girl like he cheated on with?
Yes.
Yes.
How do you know Kaylee? You were there when.
I was, you know what? They had like a meeting outside like the headmistress's office.
Okay.
Because like parents were involved, and I was there like doing some sort of task, like photocopying some stuff for the teacher or something. You know how you get sent to like an office and you have to go get like photocopies or drop off the registers for the day?
Yeah.
Like, and Kaylee was there, and no one really paid any attention while it was being talked about because no one really pays attention when Kaylee's around.
Oh.
It works in her favor sometimes.
Okay, so it
Yeah.
wasn't like that you actually watched it to do it.
I probably knew about that too, but like the confirmation, like the fact that it's like concrete that I know this is a
Oh,
thing is
okay.
that headmistress's office. I was probably at that party.
Yeah. Where does Emma sit?
Next to Elliot, who's her friend.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's kind of like the safe area of the classroom. There's a lot of girls in that part of the classroom, but then there's just, you know, Justin and Alex in the middle.
Yeah.
They're not problem kids. You know, scabies kid and nerd kid. They're not problems.
Who sits next? Yes, who sits next to Jean Claude? I imagine there's always one table free at the front because nobody wants to sit at the front.
Not next to the hot.
I mean, we got the two hot guys like in that front corner.
All intimidated.
Maybe. Oh, fireworks.
Let's see, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 girls. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Do we need an equal number?
Yeah.
Well, I'm just trying to keep it like semi-balanced.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be perfect balance, but we could probably do with a couple more guys, a couple more non-binaries, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Or we could just have more girls, because more girls is always more drama.
Or just let's make a couple. We don't have a couple.
Yeah,
Yes, there's
let's
always
make a couple.
Yes.
The couple
They sit next to each other.
at the
Yes.
front.
And they're always
they-
like,
Do they actually sit next to each other, or is it like this across here, like right diagonally, so they have a chance to communicate? But
no, they hold hands onto the table.
Yeah, they sit at the front. Like, they refuse to be separated, so the compromise is they have to sit right at the front.
Yeah.
all right, and who are they?
Georgina and Steve.
I love it.
Not that I already know these people, but Georgina and Steve.
Are these real life people? Okay.
Okay, what's like a thing about their relationship? Always holding hands.
They are always together. Like, they're always together in the canteen, always together, like, outside the lockers. You know, they have their spot. Like, they have a couple spot.
Yeah.
I wasn't resentful as
I didn't hate these people. No.
no.
They're the people who are, like, talking about when they get married, when they go to university together, and...
Yeah.
So, what did they do? Oh no, not what did they do? What did Georgina and Steve catch you doing, Kaylee? That was kind of weird. And how did they react?
They catch me doing. Ooh, that's a good question. I think maybe they caught me waiting around for like a Morris. Like after a class, I was like waiting around, like hovering by the table, and I just couldn't come up with a good reason for being there because I'm not used to like people calling me out on my weird shit.
Mm-hmm.
And so I just kind of like shrugged and walked away, and that just doubled down on the weirdness of my lurking. Like they could see like maybe like I had a note or something ready, or
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I've seen people do that. Just like put it in their locker or something, but yeah.
Then Tress, there's a person sitting here, right? Between.
oh no, you know what I was actually doing? Sorry,
Go
is I
ahead.
had my phone out and I was like subtly trying to take pictures, like with my phone, like across the classroom,
Oh.
and maybe I was sat like on the edge of the table, like reviewing my pictures, and they're like, "That's really fucking weird."
Yeah. Yep. Being a creepy little stalker there. I mean, have you watched him sleep?
You don't know.
Well, them sleep, sorry.
Tress, between Charlotte and Jean, right? Here. Who sits there?
So what, behind like Georgina and Steve? Yeah, okay. I think who else was like stereotypes. Let's think of the stereotypes.
Just give me a name. I have a question about.
Okay.
Okay, a name you think is missing, or you would like to see, or.
Do we? Okay.
We like a jock, maybe.
Yeah, we don't have anyone
There is always
sporty.
one
Yeah,
of those.
someone. Who plays what, rugby or football.
Cricket.
Rounders.
Rounders, yeah, they play rounders.
Rounders.
What?
They're on the rounders team.
Rounders, it's like baseball.
Oh, okay.
It's a terrible form of baseball.
Yeah, this is ask about sports in Britain. I'm just saying it's a minefield.
What, spelled like that? Wait a second, you can see it
Like
here.
literally like round ERS.
Yeah, that's yeah. I'm imagining Victor.
Yes, of course, Victor. Yes. Now,
Victor, the rounders jock.
Victor, what does Victor smell like, and do you like it?
He smells of sweat.
And links.
And you like it?
Links Africa. Links Africa.
Links Africa.
Specifically.
You know what's really funny is real life Steve. Links Africa.
Oh my god. I love how we have these. And then Link's chocolate when it came out was the big.
Yeah, that was the thing for a while.
Yeah. And then went back to Africa after.
Yeah, but do you like it?
No. Straight up no.
But it's so manly, Tress.
I can't describe the smell of it. It's just.
It's like it's very specific.
Yeah.
It makes sense that like Vic and Jean will hang out. Maybe Steve is also like in the little like when he finally extricates himself from Georgina for like 5 minutes.
Or she like tags along with them and then.
Yeah, she sits very proudly and watches them play. Because it was rounders in the summer and then like hockey in the winter, or like
hockey.
basketball or it was netball at my school because we were girls.
Someone like full on hit my shin with a hockey stick once. Oh, that was fun.
So it's just a trip down memory lane for me and Sophie. Just,
Yep.
this was our life. Welcome. Come on in.
Fun
So,
time.
the kid here, the last one, the last place, he or they or she used to throw awesome parties, like once a season or something like that.
Like the bouncy castle parties with the barbecue.
Questions? Yeah. Why did it stop a couple of months ago?
That's sad. I think Mikhail should go for this one.
And I think this is probably a cool kid because like sitting in the back row, kind of like it's like someone independent but social.
Yeah, they're like, not the shitty, dodgy kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they fucked up some. There's something got ruined that was very expensive. I think someone used to spray can to paint over a painting in the house.
The car.
No, I think like a painting. They actually
Okay.
like on a canvas or something. They made like a nose or something on like a expensive painting.
They did the
And
mustache.
smiley face. Yeah.
Oh, good. Yeah.
That would stop the parties pretty quick.
Yes. No more parties for you.
Oh, their parents are like linked to that art gallery in town.
Yes. Yeah. Maybe it's yeah.
Ooh, yeah, I like that.
They've got the big house that's like not quite in the village.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're the old money.
Cool. Yeah. I need a name and pronouns.
Let's see, what names are we missing? I think.
Oh, I have a thing. Can this be? Oh no! If you've got something.
Yeah. The name is Lloyd.
Lloyd.
He, him.
Yeah.
Cool. Awesome. We've got a classroom.
Yeah. We did it, guys.
Almost, right? Who's your teacher?
Oh god, yeah.
Poor teacher. Oh wow.
Because everyone had like a tutor.
Yeah, form tutor.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah.
Yep.
The one, if you went on a school trip, who you would be going on a school trip with.
Yeah, and you go to morning registration and then afternoon registration in your form room.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Form room, that's what it's called.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Male or female? Or I'm trying to think. We always had like a mister for our form tutor. Like I didn't like. I just feel
Well, we've got a headmistress, so we can have a male teacher.
like,
I just have a last name, Smith.
You have a Charlotte and a Smith. I'm not sure how I feel about this classroom. You want to throw an Elizabeth in there and just get all of my names?
Oh, well, I'm hitting all the names.
gosh.
Well, to be
I'm down
fair,
for Smith.
most popular...
But it's
yeah.
it's Smith with an E.
Smythe.
Smile.
No,
Oh,
it's
you know-
Smith. Like you.
What if he's like, you know, when you get the super young teacher that like, it's like the divisive issue of he's hot and ooh, that's a teacher. Like, you know, when you've got
I never had that issue.
the young teacher, you didn't have the young. Well, I went to an all-girls school and like the guys were either like too old or we had that one young guy where we got to like sixth form and it was suddenly
Jones. Don't forget the Jones.
Mr. Jones.
Who does? Do we know his first name then?
Oh, and you have those cringy kids who know their first name and is like Peter or whatever.
Oh God,
It's
yes.
like, and he's like, no, it's Mr. Smith. No.
Is this Peter?
Oh, I just picked a random name.
Peter Smith. Such a... I love it.
Who does Mr. Smith pay the most attention to and why?
I kind of want to say like Alex, because they're like,
They actually seem to have a clue.
yeah. Well,
Yeah.
yeah.
And who gets special treatment? Like, right? Who's maybe like always allowed to be late, or
Robin.
No, I think Jean. Well, Robin too, but I think like Jean, the French kid.
He got lost. He got really.
oh, is he like always trying to be like a little bit buddy with John? And it sounds like
And he like speaks
Tries
the
his
French
French
to
out?
him.
yeah, and
Yeah.
John is like, oh god,
John's like,
Like this is making me sad. Yeah.
yeah.
Oh God, yeah.
And who does Mr. Smith seem to have it out for?
Marcus? I don't know. It's just stereotype here, but
Marcus and Gwen, like the pair of them.
but you can't be too hard on Gwen as the headmistress' daughter.
Well, maybe that he's like extra hard on her because of that.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. That those two
So
at the back
to
there.
our perception, he's really hard on her, but really he's just doing his job.
Mm.
Okay, Mr. Peter Smith. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, awesome. This is so good. And just to review that, right? We have a dilapidated tin mine. That's the home of the Coven. We've got the Laugh Shack Cafe in town. That is Robin's family's business. We've got steep cliffs that drop down to the beach, which is full of beach huts that are going to be used in the off season by the youth for their shenanigans, your shenanigans. And Halloween, we've got this weird thing where everybody gathers on the beach with all kinds of different instruments to play the siren song. And Weird Clive is there with this didge. We've got two competing pubs at either end of the village. One traditional, the White Hart, and one trying their luck as a franchise. They call themselves the Merry Maidens, run by Jamie Quinn. Then we've got the Steep Cliff Gallery, the posh souvenir shop that's only open in summer, and like none of you have ever been inside probably. And 20 minutes by bike away is the train station that has like a commuter train in it only every 2 hours.
Yep.
And we've got our our main characters, who are Tress, who has pathetic tokens of one of Kaylee, a nose ring, and one of Robin's plectrums from a special concert. Witch Angel, was that the band?
Angel Witch.
Angel Witch. Witch Angel.
Close.
Yeah.
Get the words right.
Maybe that's the cover band. The like.
Yes.
Oh god.
But Kaylee also caught her rummaging through Carrie's stuff when Carrie was still at the school. Carrie has been watching Robin, who trying to learn what it means to be human, and he also knows that Kaylee's dead and how Kaylee died. What we don't know yet. And Kaylee has been inside Tress's bedroom while Tress was sleeping at a party there, like a year ago.
We're friends. You just don't know it. Okay.
And Robin, our sweet mortal boy, is heads over heels in love with Tress. And I think that's where we'll leave it
Maybe.
tonight.
Maybe.
Nothing go wrong.
It's gonna be so good.
I want to play. Can we do another hour?
I would actually love to, but sadly I have to go to bed because I got work tomorrow.
Yeah, so we're all pumped for next week. That's good.
I'm so excited.
Carrie.
Shall I just start with outros, and then we'll go back and
Yeah.
end with you, Sophie. Then you can take us off. Yeah, I'm Matthias Him. You can find me at mthsblgr on Twitter, and you can find me next up on Sunday. Wait, is it on Sunday? Yeah, on Sunday for the Mousecard finale on Pro Restarters channel, and not next week, but the week after on Other Dog's channel, where I'm running the Cold Ruins of Last Life. And yep, I think that's it for me. Oh, there's something other new. That's for next time. I'll throw it over to Charlie.
So I'm at Frost from Fire on Twitter. Coming up for the rest of my week, tomorrow I'm on Encounter Roleplay at 5 p.m. EST. Some roll-up. We're talking Vampire Masquerade with Rachel Denton from Blood on the Thames. After that, at 8 p.m. EST, or maybe 8:30 EST, I'm playing Invisible Sun on... What channel is that on? I don't remember what channel I play on. Crap, who do I play with? Greg! It's on Grimjack's channel. How can I forget? And then this weekend, on Saturday, I believe I may be appearing on RPG Sports as part of their big charity kickoff competitive D&D game. Very exciting. I'm hopefully going to be involved in that somehow. Come and check it out. I think it's going to be very fun. Hopefully raise a lot of money for charity. And then my RPG week kicks off again on Monday. I have a pin tweet which contains all the shows I'm involved in. I'm very excited to come back here on Thursdays and to dive into our little village of interesting characters.
Definitely interesting. Mikhail?
Yeah, I am. You can find my tag thing there on over my picture, so I don't have to say all the things out loud because it's too long. I discovered that after marketing became a thing, self-promotion. So I don't really stream anything, but I have a lot of. If you think Monster Heart is too mainstream and normal for you, you can go find some nice actual plays on YouTube. It's the same tag of weird indie games. Yeah, if it's a GM-less thing that has come out recently, there's a fairly good chance that I played it. Yeah, so that's me.
Awesome. And yeah, I'm Sophie May. This be my channel. I've got brand continuity with that lovely name across Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, all of that lovely stuff. And so this is running Thursdays on the regular now. And where am I? On Tuesdays and Wednesdays, I'm up Pro Restarter. This Friday, tomorrow, that's tomorrow. Crumbs, that's tomorrow.
I missed the Apocalypse game on
Tuesday. Yes, me and Matthias both playing the Apocalypse game at Pro Restarter on Tuesdays. Friday I'm at Capricorn Tricos's channel for the next 4 weeks. You can find me there for Chronicles of Cascardus. And as soon as I get Spyro on PS4, that will be running whenever I have a free moment on this channel. Follow my Twitter for whenever I'm going to go live, basically, for that. And thanks y'all for playing and coming and seeing Matthias. Look at the amazing Matthias.
It's so much fun. Thank you.
This is amazing. I'm so excited. And thank you, Charlie and Mikhail. It's going to be awesome.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.